St. Louis Cardinals baseball, brought to you by Budweiser, the #1 beer at Major League Baseball, and brought to you by New Era Cap. Sonny Gray seeks his 8th straight win on the mound. In the final game of a 3-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays, Jordan Walker hitting .358 over his last 14 games. He even had a home run the night before. The Blue Jays bullpen looking dominant in their last 6 games, 0.92 ERA, 19 strikeouts, and 19.2 innings pitched. And welcome back to Cardinal Baseball here on Let's Talk Sports. I'm Josh Wright doing the play-by-play. As always, Sonny Gray, 35 years old, but he's pitching like he is 25. He has been lights out this year. In his last 7 games, or a 7-game winning streak, in his last 9 starts, he's 7-0, 59.2 innings. His Ks per walks is 69-7, a 0.91 ERA in those last 9 games, and a 0.82 WHIP. This guy has been very, very dominant this year for a very dominant Cardinals team. That's back to play the Blue Jays here in just a little bit. And here's Sonny Gray's stats for this season, 13 game starts. He has started in 13 games, 8-2 record, 1.87 ERA, and 82 innings pitched. This guy has a 1.02 WHIP, 84 Ks. His strikeout rate is 25.7%, I think it was. You get the idea. Sonny Gray, he has been nasty this year in this franchise mode. And let's see what he can do here today against the Blue Jays. 2-2 count to Andres Jimenez, the leadoff hitter in this game for Toronto. There's a strikeout, 1 away. Cardinals will be starting up a road trip this weekend, a 4-game set in Milwaukee, and then 3 games in the south side of Chicago against the White Sox next week. Bo Bichette's at the plate next. He is hitting .228 this year. A 2-time All-Star, the son of Dante Bichette, who played mainly with the Rockies in the 90s, early 2000s. Bo Bichette, rookie season back in 2019. He's also 3 home runs, already 3 home runs away from career number 100. There's a strikeout. Back-to-back for Sonny Gray. Here is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's hitting .299. He's doing really well on a Blue Jays team that's been on the struggle bus this year. That's it, foul. Burleson can't get it. And it counts even at 2. Got him. Sonny Gray strikes out the side. And now the Cardinals coming to hit right after this. On the man for the Jays is Kevin Gausman. 13 starts. He's 5-6 on the year. 81.2 innings pitched, 2.87 ERA, 1.16 WHIP, 63 Ks, and that's pretty much it. Here's Lars Nootbaar leading off for the Cardinals. Here in the bottom of the first, that's popped up. At first base, Guerrero is there to make the play, 1 out. Here's the rest of the Cardinal lineup for you in this one. Nootbaar leads off in center. Brendan Donovan. Herrera batting third. He's the catcher. Jordan Walker hitting cleanup. He's the DH. Burleson's batting fifth. Arenado and Wilson Contreras both in the 6 and 7 spots in the lineup. And then Mason Wynn and Ezekiel Duran in the number 9 hole. Here is Brendan Donovan. Interesting decision to have Arenado and Contreras in the 6 and 7 slots in the lineup. But if you guys have been watching this franchise, you guys know this Cardinal lineup, one thing for sure, it changes a lot. There's a grounder to Jimenez at second. Out number 2. We just can't seem to find a consistent lineup to have, from what it seems like. Here's Ivan Herrera hitting in the number 3 hole today. Fouls off a fastball, and the count is 1-2. Hey, good morning, Braven. How are you doing, sir? Late morning, or it'll be afternoon in about 15 minutes. So, as it is 11:44 Central Time. Herrera hits it foul, and the count is full at 3-2. Slider called strike 3. Scoreless first inning for Gausman. As we go to the second. How do I feel about the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals? It's crazy. They should not have won Game 1. But they got lucky at the end with the Tyrese Halliburton game-winning shot, and then the Thunder, they pretty much ran away with it in Game 2. Feeling confident, heading into this game. It's a home game for the Pacers. They should, they should win in a very comfortable home environment. They should be able to win the first 2 games. I think the Thunder, for sure, they're just the much better team. They're going to give them a run for their money, or maybe it'll be the other way around, or the Pacers give them a run for their money. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm very new to basketball, so my opinions about the Pacers are not exactly the best. There is a nice play by Contreras. Nice dive by Contreras. Gray racing to the bag. Like, I am a very casual NBA fan. I'm still new to basketball. I had to write down the rosters and some of the head coaches from this past season, even though I think there were a few teams who fired their coaches, like the Knicks. They just fired their coach. I saw the Grizzlies, they fired their coach before the playoffs. It's like, what? It's like, why would they do that? It's like, that's just kind of crazy to me. That would be like, if the Bucks, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they make the playoffs, they have a winning season, and then all of a sudden they fire Todd Bowles or something, or any NFL team. Oh, he's not even in the chat, so I'm just kind of talking to myself. Bottom of the second inning. No score here is Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker hitting the ball really well. He's had a couple home runs. Of course, I won't show it, but he's been hitting the ball pretty well as of late.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Blue Jays 28-38, 10 games below 500. Heading into the final game of a 3-game set against the Cardinals. There's another strikeout for Gausman. That's his second in a row. And now bring in Alec Burleson. But yeah, Game 3 of the Pacers-Oklahoma City Thunder game. That is tonight on ABC. And then the Stanley Cup still going on. The Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers are having a rematch. Of last year's Stanley Cup. Another strikeout for Gausman's in the books. There's a pop-up in a shallow right center field. And Varsho comes in to make the play. We go to the bottom of the inning. No score here in St. Louis. Third inning here in St. Louis. Busch Stadium, home of the Cardinals since 2006. Of course, they've won the World Series that year. Fly ball to right field. Burleson makes the catch. That is at number 1.
Batting 8th, catcher Alejandro Kirk.
Trying to think of if there were any other times a team won a championship and then they had a new stadium the same year. For baseball, that happened twice in my lifetime, where a team won a World Series the same year they got a new stadium. That was 2006 for the 2006 Cardinals, and then the Yankees in 2009. Alejandro Kirk takes ball 4. That's the first walk allowed by Sonny Gray. As we go to the top of inning number 3, here's Dalton Varsho. 1 out here at the top of the 3rd. That is fouled off, and it's 1-2. But I'm trying to think of if there are any other times that happened where a team gets a new stadium and then wins the championship the same year. Pretty sure it's happened a lot, but the two I can think of anyway for baseball are the Cardinals in 2006 and then the Yankees in 2009. Two-two pitch to Varsho. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Now batting, second baseman Andres Jimenez.
That'll bring in Andres Jimenez. Struck out his last time up. What? In no way is that a ball. What? You're kidding, right? That was stupid. That was dumb. We should have been out of the inning, but we're not. Whatever. 3-2 count to Jimenez. Out of the way. Full count from Sonny Gray. There's a sweeper. Fouled off, and it's 3-2. That's what I'm saying, lady. Dude. Grounder to second. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Cardinals and Blue Jays. That's the ball game today. We are scoreless. Nothing. No scores. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cardinals wrapping up a 3-game series with the Toronto Blue Jays. And then starting up a road trip to Milwaukee for a 4-game set versus the Brewers. And then heading to Chicago to play the White Sox. Coming back home to play the Reds and Cubs. And then we will have another road trip with starting in Cleveland. And then we're going to Pittsburgh at the end of June and starting in July. Another strikeout for Gosman. Here's Mason Wynn. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Strike 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Got ourselves a classic fancy schmancy pitcher's duel going on at the ballpark today. Win, base hit into center field. That's the first hit of the ball game. A 1-out single in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Mason Wynn. And the Cardinals have their first hit. Here is Ezekiel Duran hitting .279. He has been everywhere in this lineup. He was a leadoff hitter. He's been the number 8 hitter, the number 9 hitter. Runner's going, throw down, and he is safe. Stolen base number 5 on the year for Mason Wynn. And it comes off of Alejandro Kirk. 2-1 pitch to Duran. That is a fastball up high, 3-1. Lars Nootbaar on deck. 3-1 from Gosman. Fouled off, and the count is 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Grounder to Jimenez. Wynn will move to 3rd. And here is Nootbaar.
Center fielder.
0 for 1 here today. Got him to pop up on a splitter. Making the catch is Varsho, and we go to the bottom. Where am I going to the bottom? We're going to the 4th inning here at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals get a hit from Mason Wynn. That's pretty much it. Josh Wright doing the play-by-play in this one for the, as we move along with our Cardinals franchise. Bo Bichette hits one out to deep center field. Nootbaar goes back, and this one is caught for out number 1. I apologize, the broadcast today might be a little shaky. So hang on tight, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. Here's Guerrero, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He fouls off a fastball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slider popped up. Contreras makes the catch, 2 away.
Up next for the Blue Jays, left fielder Anthony Santander.
Two outs. Here's Anthony Santander. Fouled off, and it's 1-2. Brandon Schutz, good morning to you, sir. Or it's actually going on 12 o'clock, so in 4 minutes it'll be good afternoon. But yes, good morning, and 4 minutes till noon. Santander hits one out to right field. Back goes Burleson. He will make the catch, and we go to the bottom of the inning. Bottom of the 4th inning coming your way. No score here at Busch. A late good morning going on good afternoon later to anybody watching on Let's Talk Sports. Cardinals baseball is on the air right now. We are 8-2 in the last 10 games. They won 2 out of 3 against the Rangers. They swept the Royals, won 2 out of 3 versus the Dodgers, and then of course they picked up a win versus Baltimore. Brendan Donovan right to Jimenez for out number 1. But anybody watching, hopefully they're having a great Wednesday so far. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. I'm for sure having a good week. 3-1 Mariners lead the Diamondbacks. I was looking up some of the scores going on. Herrera strikes out for the second time today. Am I a Houston Astros fan? Are you asking if I'm a Houston Astros fan, or are you asking if you're a Houston Astros fan? I don't think I understand the first part of your question. You said, "Am I a Houston Astros fan?" with a question mark. I'm assuming you're asking if I'm an Astros fan. I am not an Astros fan. I am a St. Louis Cardinals fan. And I have no idea who Leanne White is, but good luck. Oh, you're telling me you're an Astros fan. Yeah, you're an Astros fan. I'm not an Astros fan. Ooh, you guys play the White Sox today? That's cool. Yeah, I do this franchise based on, I try to follow the real baseball schedule. As Will Wagner shoots one to right field, it goes just foul. So probably all the games that are going on in this franchise as of now are probably going on in real life. Cardinals and Blue Jays are really playing each other today in real life, and
3-2.
3-2 is the count to Will Wagner. That's fouled off again. I apologize. I feel like I'm confusing people with my commentary. The problem is I'm getting confused, so that's confusing people even more. 3-2 pitch to Wagner. 0 for 1 here today. That's it, foul. That's it, foul once more.
Ball 4, effort slow.
And another walk allowed by Sonny Gray. To begin the top of the 5th inning, here is Ernie Clement. Already in the 5th inning, and we've been live for 23 minutes. Clement hitting .233 on the year. Runner at first, nobody out. There's a high fly ball to right. Burleson's going back, giving it some chase. He tracks it down, and that is out number 1. The Blue Jays still have not recorded a hit in this game. Watch, as I say that, George Springer's going to get the first hit for Toronto. Excuse me. 2 righties warming up in the St. Louis Cardinals bullpen. Ryan Fernandez, Phil Maton. How many pictures of Sonny Gray? That is hit foul again. Once again, I don't think I understand your question.
We got a full count.
Count is full, 3-2 to Springer. Runner at first, 1 out. Hit out to left field. Donovan is back. He's going to make the catch for out number 2.
Catcher, Alejandro Kirk.
2 away. Here's Alejandro Kirk. He walked back in the 3rd inning. And that's pretty much all he's done at the plate so far, as he's only had 1 at bat in this game. 1-2's the count.
Ball.
That is low, ball 2 on the sweeper. 95 pitches thrown by Sonny Gray so far as we're in the top of the 5th inning.
3-2.
And another 3-2 count. Varsho on deck. He's and a base hit in the center. How many pitches does Sonny Gray have in this inning? No clue. I'm assuming you mean pitches, not pictures. Because you keep saying pictures, not pitches. He's almost at 100. That's out to right field. Burleson's back. Is he going to make the catch? He will not. It's a ground rule double and a 1-0 Blue Jays lead. For Dalton Varsho, he hits a ground rule double. At this point, you got to take Sonny Gray out. Base hit in the center. Another run scores for Toronto. A second run might come to the plate, and it's 3-0. Andres Jimenez with a 2-out single. And after all that chaos, the Cardinals are finally going to their bullpen. They're going to bring in Phil Maton to face Bo Bichette as the Blue Jays take a 3-0 lead. Runners going, throw down by Herrera.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Jimenez is safe. A stolen base for both teams in this game. Mason Wynn has the stolen base for the Cardinals, and then Andres Jimenez steals second for Toronto. Bichette strikes out, and we go to the bottom of the inning. The Blue Jays score 3 off Sonny Gray. Score is 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the inning.
Leading off for the Cardinals, right fielder, Alec Burleson.
Alec Burleson leads off for the Redbirds here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Count is 1-2. Crowder to Guerrero. Gosman races to the bag, covers for the out. That's the first out in the bottom of the inning. And a right, 2 outs.
Now batting, first baseman, Wilson.
2 away, here's Contreras. 0 for 1 with a strikeout, like most of this Cardinal lineup. 5 strikeouts in this game for Gosman. 2-1's the count. Two and two's the count from Gosman.
We got full count.
Fastball up high, ball 3. Up the middle, a base hit. A 2-out single for Contreras on a full count.
Up next for the Cardinals.
And Mason Wynn's coming up. He has the other hit in this game for the Cardinals. Takes a strike, 1-2.
That's a ball.
And a 2-2 count A lot of people with the signs out in the outfield. Wynn hits it out to left. Right to Santander. We go to the 6th inning. Another scoreless inning for Gosman's in the books. 3-0 Toronto.
Leading off for Toronto, first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Phil Maton out there to pitch the 6th inning against Vladimir Guerrero Jr. as the Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead here against the Cardinals as we go to the 6th inning. Guerrero, he struck out once, I think, and then he popped up to Contreras at first. Fouled off again. The count is 2-2. Fouled off again, 2-2. And a base hit into right field. Guerrero's on his way to second. And it's a leadoff double for the big man.
Left fielder Anthony Santander.
A leadoff single for Guerrero. Here's Santander, 0 for 2. As if you guys are enjoying the videos, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. Base hit into center. Guerrero scores. 4-0 Blue Jays.
The designated hitter, Will Wagner.
As I have to sit here and watch the Cardinals get demolished by the Blue Jays. 4-0's the score. Strike 3 call. Of course, I could always go in and play as the Cardinals, but I don't know if you guys want to see that. Here's the 1-1 to Ernie Clement. Fouled away, and it's 1-2. You're playing the White Sox at Duncan. That's cool.
2-2 count.
Clement fouls off again. Grounder to Duran. 1, and got them both. Bottom of the 6th inning, Kevin Gosman's still in the game. He will face Duran, who's leading off the bottom of the inning for St. Louis. Count is 2-2. Fouled off once more. Durant strikes out again. Cardinals have struck out. Let's see, in this game they have 491 strikeouts as a team. That is crazy. Dupar swing and a miss. The count is 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dupar in the right center field, back at the wall, and that is out number 2.
Now batting, left field.
That'll bring in Donovan, who is 0 for 2 here today. In the right center again, we go to the 7th. Blue Jays up 4-0. Gotta go to our bullpen again. Let's see, who do we want to bring in? Think we'll bring in... Let's bring in Fernandez. Let's see what he can do.
Now pitching for the Cardinals.
So Ryan Fernandez comes in to pitch the 7th against George Springer. One away.
Now batting, catcher Alejandro Kirk.
One ball, 2 strikes. 3.
2 away here against Toronto here in the 7th. 2-ish, here's Varsho. Man, this broadcast is very shaky, like really shaky. Grounder to Duran. And we go to the home half of the 7th with the Blue Jays up 4-0.
Leading off for the Cardinals, catcher
Ivan Herrera comes in to face Gosman here in the bottom of the 7th. Herrera in the center. 1 away. Cardinals are hitting the ball. They're just hitting the ball to people. Here's Jordan Walker hitting 276, 0 for 2. He swings, hits one out to left field, and this one is gone. Jordan Walker. Home run number 15 on the year, and it is a 4-1 lead. And the shutout is gone. Four to one's the score here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring in Alec Burleson. And he shoots one to right field. Back-to-back home runs. Another home run for Alec Burleson. Well, another home run for the Cardinals, I should say. Burleson with his 14th home run of the year. Blue Jays head into their bullpen as their manager pops out of the dugout, and Gosman is done for the day. All right, I think I'll just go back to just simulating, because I don't think you guys want to see me play as the Cardinals. One out here is Arenado. Hits one right to Varsho. 2-away.
Now batting, first baseman, Wilson Contreras.
Ball 2.
2-1. Chad Green, Tommy Nance, warming up in the pen. Two and two.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
In the left field, Santander makes the catch. We go to the 8th inning. Jordan Walker hits one out to left, and then Burleson into right field, making it a 4-2 game.
Now pitching for the Cardinals.
Luke Weaver pops out of the bullpen to face the top of the Blue Jay lineup
Weaver.
here in the 8th inning.
The count is full. Hey.
Now batting, shortstop, Bo Bichette.
Grounder to third, 2 away.
Now batting, the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Hit foul again, and it's 1-2 to Guerrero.
Ball, that's outside.
Down the third baseline, it will go foul. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we might have a basketball stream later today on NBA 2K for the first time. It'll be a simulation game kind of like this one, kind of like the baseball series that we do. An infield single for Guerrero, as that was off the glove of Duran. Santander already has a hit tonight, 1 for 3. There's a fastball up high, 2-1.
Ball, that's inside.
3-1.
Hey. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Three and two. Struck him out. Bottom of the 8th, here we come. Blue Jays lead 4-2.
Now pitching for Toronto,
Here's Chad Green.
number 57. Chad Green.
He will face he will face Mason Wynn, Duran, and Lars Nootbaar. Slider way outside the zone as Wynn chases it for out number one. Here is strikeout number one. Here's Duran.
Second baseman, Ezekiel Duran.
0 for 2 here today. Slider 2-2. See if we can play as the Cardinals again. I don't think you guys will care. I know you guys can call it cheating or whatever, but I don't care. I want to watch my team win when I do these games. So, yeah. 2-2 pitch to Duran. Fastball hit into left center field. That is going to get down. And it's a one-out double with Nootbaar coming up.
Now batting.
Nootbaar steps in. 0 for 3 here today. Nootbaar, left center field. This ball's going to get into the gap. Duran scores all the way from second, and it's a 4-3 game.
Pitching for Toronto. Number 50.
Eric Swanson,
Eric Swanson.
next step out of the Blue Jays bullpen. He will face Donovan. Donovan, base hit into the gap. This should tie up the game. And this crowd is going crazy here at Busch. The Cardinal dugout's getting all excited. Brendan Donovan coming through. And we'll see what Ivan Herrera can do. He is 0 for 3 today with a couple strikeouts. Herrera swings, hits one to left center field. This is going to get in the gap also. Donovan scores from second, and the Cardinals take a 5-4 lead. Three RBI doubles in a row for the Cardinals, and we'll see what Walker can do. Swings, hits it out to left field, and he has his second of the day. 7-4 Redbirds.
Pitching for Toronto.
Tommy Nance comes in to face Burleson. There's a pop-up. Ardano grounds out. Think we'll bring in Helsley to face Will Wagner.
The designated hitter, Will Wagner.
And he gives up a leadoff hit because Contreras couldn't get that. Duran couldn't get that. Here's Ernie Clement.
That's a ball. Ball four. Take your break.
Ball 4 to Clement. And the inning starting off strong. As you can see, leadoff single and then a walk. George Springer strikes out on a fastball that he should have swung at.
That's out.
Outside 2-1. Back to Helsley. And that is out number 2. You're going to head home.
Hitting for the Blue Jays.
Okay. You have a good day, Brandon. I didn't realize you were not at your home. Well, I'm probably going to head out here after this. Might go on a little walk. Have some lunch. Take care of the dog. Strike 3 call, and the Cardinals win it. A 7-4 winner. They take 2 of 3 here against Toronto. I hope you didn't mind me playing as the Cardinals at the end there. It's just sometimes it gets kind of boring just sitting here watching my team. Like, it's a simulation, but there are points where it's like I do want to come and play as the Cardinals and all that type of stuff. But the Cardinals do win. 7-4 is the final score. I am Josh Wright signing off. Have a great rest of your day.